What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy X Motorsports 414 coming back at you one more time again. I'm going to make a video, that's totally against, what I normally do, but I'm making it about, a celebrity because it is related to the things I normally talk about, and that's, Dodge products. So if you don't know the rap group, it's a rap group from Atlanta named Migos. Dudes, they're huge right now. They're on their second album called Culture 2. And getting the type of money they get, from doing all these shows all around the world, these guys are working with some money. Now, one of the Migos rappers, which is actually, one of my favorite rappers of the group, his name is Offset. You listen to his name, Offset, you already know he's probably a car guy. And being the car guy that he is, in the picture you can see it, he has a sublime green Challenger. Now, looking at it, it's kind of hard to see. TMZ had a picture of the car, but it's kind of hard to see which model Challenger it is. Looking at the wheels and a little bit of what you can see of the brake calipers, I would assume it's at least a 392. It looks like it has 6-piston brakes. Sublime green, but I'm thinking, in my head, it's probably a hellcat. It's probably a hellcat. Guy getting money like that, I would doubt that he would base model anything out or not just get the highest trim level they offer. I think the dude has a couple Rolls Royces and stuff like that. So it just kind of look crazy in your garage, man. You have a base model Challenger or a SXT. Not saying anything bad about those trim levels or anything like that. Everything has its place for everybody. But I just wouldn't put, a base model SXT Challenger in my garage and sit it next to a $100,000 car. It's just stupid. So I'm assuming this is a sublime green hellcat. It's definitely not a demon. For sure it's not a demon. And the reason why I say it's not a demon, I don't know if they don't. The demon only comes in, I think, 3 colors. I think black, granite, no, maybe black and white. Maybe black and white. Black, red, and white, I believe. Possibly even just red. But anyway, this is definitely not a demon. Like I said, I totally believe it's a hellcat. That's a real popular car, from my understanding, in the Atlanta area too. The first rapper or the first person to get a demon in Atlanta was the rapper 21 Savage. He had it on Instagram or something like that or something. But anyway, yeah, man. So this kind of brings me to the conversation too. Are these cars, too much for the average Joe to have? Now you can say this, but at the end of the day, it's not very uncommon, for these guys with this type of money to get cars that they don't know how to drive or can't handle. Offset is a pretty wild dude. I'm assuming what he probably was doing, and he's probably had the car for a good amount of time. These guys came into real big fame, I want to say 4 years ago, and the Hellcat had already been around for a hot minute. Or, Hellcat's already been around for a hot minute since then. I'm assuming this is a car he's had for a while. The question is how often has he been able to drive it? And these cars definitely, I've had other performance cars before, not with as much horsepower as my Scat Pack with the 485 horsepower, but it's definitely a different type of a horsepower. It's a different type. You can have an M5 or or AMG or anything like that. Those things, they put on the power. The power comes on different. These cars can very, very easily get away from you, especially if you don't, do the bigger tires in the back, and if you don't know how the car, anytime you have a car that has this much performance level anyway, I don't even care if it is an AMG or, even if it's something like, this 4-wheel drive that has this much power, you have to get used to how the car handles and things like that. I don't know if you guys remember, but back when the Hellcats first came out, it was a guy that totaled a Hellcat out in 2 hours of his purchase. These things are not anything to play with. You really have to get used to how the power comes on and, kind of get a feeling for the car. And when that torque curve comes, how it reacts, to you punching on the gas, doing this, and punching on the gas, doing that. It takes some getting used to. I've almost ran mine up on the curb like once or twice. And mine only has 485, let alone 707. I'm assuming probably what it is, like I said, it's one of those things where Offset, man, he probably hasn't driven this car very much because he's probably always on the road, back in town. When I'm going to pull the Hellcat out, act up a little bit. But as you can see, man, that car is totaled out. It's very much totaled out. And, that's my thoughts on it, man. Go ahead, comment, subscribe.